Hello and welcome to a new video. If you're new here, my name is Ode and I'm an artist and an illustrator based in Edinburgh in Scotland. And today I have a little bit of a different video. I thought I wanted to share with you my sketch kit. Basically what's been going on is that the past few days, weeks or so, I have been going out and sketching from life a lot more. It's just something that I like to do and that I think is really good as an artist to just practice and improve your drawing skills, but also improve your observation skills. So it's definitely something that I'm currently working on, like making a habit of it, you know, just the same way like an athlete is going to practice every day. An artist is a bit the same that way. And I have been playing around with some of the things that I own to create what is to me the perfect sketch kit to go out. It's for those sketching sessions, if you want, that are just like not too far from the house, maybe going out for an hour. It's not going out for the day visiting a new place, because in that case I would bring probably like my art stuff, but also a backpack with water and wallet and a book and all of that. But here's just for like going out the door for a few minutes, sketching, and then coming back. So I wanted to keep it very minimalist and also very playful, because again, the whole point of sketching in this instance for me is more like observational drawing, observational sketching, and it's definitely not to make anything perfect. It's definitely not to spend a lot of time on anything. The whole point is really to just go out, look at things, sketch quickly. And so I wanted to have quite a small kit so that I'm not overwhelmed with options of materials to use, and so I can work quickly and not have to think too much, not have my supplies be an obstacle. It's really just about observing and drawing in this case. So I think I have something figured out, and I think it's working really well for now. Obviously, it's probably going to change over time, but right now, this is where I'm quite happy with it. So I thought I would share it with you, and then we can go out and do a bit of sketching. So yeah, it's all a mess here. You can't see it because this is nice and clean, but this is not nice and clean. The thing that I was trying to do is also to use stuff that I have and not buy anything specific for this little kit. I did have to buy a couple of things, but most of the stuff that you're going to see is stuff that I had already. All right, so let's start. First, the containers. So I'm going to put my stuff in. I don't want to always bring my backpack because it's just too big and I'm literally just going out the door. So I decided to use my Delfonics Utility Pouch. That's the medium size. I've had this one for a while. It's got like narrow pockets here for pens and stuff, and then bigger pockets, and then like a big inside pocket, and then smaller pockets inside. Basically, it's got a lot of pockets. 14 pockets, it says on the label. So I wanted to use that because I knew that this would fit an A5 sketchbook really well, which is the size that I use, because I used to use it for journals and those were A5 as well. And it's got all the pockets, and so I thought that this would work really well. The only thing is that the way that I have it, it doesn't have a strap, and I don't really want to carry it in my hand because, first of all, it's not the most convenient, but also I like to go like up in the hills to draw, and so I would like to have both of my hands available in case I trip and fall and things like that. So yeah, so what I did order online is a strap. I don't think it's the best quality, but yeah, it's just a bag strap. I like the art on it, and yeah, you can just find this online anywhere. And so there's little loops for straps, but mine didn't come with a strap, and so I'll just attach this. I'll do it after. Like, I'm not going to do it on camera because it's a bit fiddly and it takes a minute, but yeah, so the idea is that I would have this so I can just have it as a crossbody bag, basically. So that was number one. So my bag and the strap. Then I'm going to have, of course, my sketchbook. So this is what I'm using. It's just a basic white sketchbook. This one says studioartway.co.uk. I think I just bought it at Hobbycraft because the whole point of this is to sketch quickly and practice my observation skills and all that. Like, I do not want a fancy sketchbook. I don't want anything that I'm going to be too scared to use and too scared to mess up and any of that. So this is really just a cheap, probably cost like £4 or something. I know, I think Sea White of Brighton is also a British brand that makes actually quite nice sketchbooks, but also like relatively inexpensive. So that's also an option. But yeah, if you're doing something like this as well, like, don't use the supplies that you like, but don't necessarily use the super fancy stuff, because the idea is to be messy and all of that. And if you have something fancy, you're not going to want to do that. So like, it's a bit too easy to be precious so about our stuff. So yeah, just a cheap sketchbook. The paper is nice and thick. It's probably like 140 GSM. And then quite white, which I like. Some people like a more creamy paper, but I like a white one. And yeah, it's just to really like be messy and all that. So my sketchbook. I also have this tiny sketchbook that I bring with me, and this one I have all the time with me, everywhere I go. Like, I bring it. It's this and my phone and my wallet, basically. And this is a traveler's notebook, and I have the insert that I have in it right now is one of their, I think they have like I think it's called their watercolor insert or something like that. The paper is not, in my opinion, it's not good enough for watercolor. It's not textured, it's not thick enough, but it is a bit thicker than regular notebook paper. And yeah, so I just have this with me at all time, easily accessible, because I do like to, it's kind of like a notebook where I just like doodle things instead of writing them with words. And with my other sketchbook, I just like, when I go out, I just sit and settle for a minute and, you know, like take some colors out and stuff. And this is really just on the go, in the same way that if you have a pocketbook and you need to remember to, you know, buy bread at the supermarket tonight, you just like write it quickly. And this is kind of the idea that I have with this, is like, I see something and I just want to jot it down quickly. So this goes everywhere with me, and it's going to come with me when I'm sketching as well. And I may or may not use it, but it's just like, it's almost like my phone, basically. And then I also have this little random note, like it says random notes thingy. It's just a basic, because I usually also always carry like a tiny Filofax, and that's literally a pocket notebook, so that I don't use my phone for, like, I don't use the notes app on my phone or anything like that. I just have like to have this tiny notebook, and it's literally to, you know, if I'm have to write down anything that doesn't have anything to do with sketching or drawing, I write it down in this. And so the thing is that my Filofax is a bit too thick to fit in this bag, so I'm just bringing like a tiny one like this, and it's fine. It's just so that I don't get on my phone. I try to avoid being on my phone, not as much as possible, but a bit, so I'm not distracted and going into another app and whatever. Then for I don't know, media, like paint and stuff. So I like to bring with me these two tins, and these are filled with Neocolor II, the wax crayon. So I put like a little bit of tissue paper on top so it doesn't rattle in my bag, because that drives me nuts. But that's all it is. And so I have this tin, and then the other one only has just a few colors, and so next to it I carry just some paper towel, because I do use some water. Like, I do use them sometimes as crayons and sometimes as like wax pastels, I guess, and sometimes as watercolor. And so I have a bit of water with me, and so just a bit of paper towel, kitchen roll is good for that. And also it kind of fills the box, so that again the crayons are not like rattling and moving around and things like that. I usually have this in my sketchbook, but I wanted to show you, this is my swatch card. This is all the colors of Neocolor that I have in like crayon form, and then in like the way it looks when you add water. And I usually have this in my sketchbook because it makes it quick and easy for me to pick the color that I want, because a lot of the time the way the actual stick, the actual pencil, the actual pastel looks, the packaging and whatever, it doesn't really necessarily reflect the actual color on the paper very well. So it's good to have this, but again, this I keep in my sketchbook. And like I said, I sometimes use these as watercolors, so I need to add water, and I don't want to faff around with bringing brushes and a water pot and a water bottle to fill it. And so what I do is that I use these Pentel water brushes, which basically you put the water in there, and so you don't have a little pot of water. And I think they only make 4, and I've got 4, so I've got 3 that are like, I don't know how much you can see, that are like a round brush of like small, medium, and large. And then I have one, yeah, this one, which is like a flat brush. And I will fill these up before I leave the house. And then, yeah, I've never run out of water so far. Again, like the whole point here is to be quick and not spend forever. Like that's a different kind of sketching for me, to just like sit down and have all my supplies and spend like, an hour or whatever, and take really good care and draw everything nicely and color everything nicely. And the point of this exercise and this sketch kit that I'm putting together is really to just be quick. Like go out and sketch whatever I see and be really quick about it. And most of the time, because I like going out in the hills, going out in nature to draw, because that's what I'm interested in, like nature and flowers and animals. A lot of the time, either my bum gets sore because the ground is hard or wet, so my bum gets wet, or it's too windy, or it's starting to rain. So a lot of the time, I don't have time to settle there forever. So yeah, but it's kind of fun to put yourself in like circumstances where you have to kind of work quickly. It means that you're like super instinctive in what you do. And you don't have time to be perfectionist. You don't have time to overthink anything. You just do whatever. And that's kind of how your way of drawing and of seeing comes out, which I think is a really fun exercise. And then if you like spending more time and make like a really nice like art piece, or just have a really nice moment with your art supplies and painting something, then you can definitely do that at another time. But it's nice to have the two. We're almost done. I've got a pencil sharpener because I use the jumbo side for my wax pencil for my Neocolors. I have hand sanitizer because, I don't know, it's always good to have. I have this little thing. I don't use it very often, but I do have it with me, and it's a viewfinder. And so you can move this like this, and it helps you, like if you look through it, you can figure out your composition or sort of what you want to draw. It's kind of like a frame basically. And I just have it, and it's very light and flat, so I put it in this as well. And then lip balm, always good. I have a little clip to keep my sketchbook open, especially when it's windy. It's always windy here. Mechanical pencil, which I use a lot. This is the Faber-Castell Grip Plus 0.7, so it's got a lead here, and then it's got actually a nice large eraser at the end that you can also refill. I really like this one. And then I have just to have like a fine line, black line, if I want to do that sometimes. This is a fountain pen. It has got black ink in it. It is the Kaweco Sport, and I like the nib to be the extra fine one, but whatever float your boat. And then I have this, which I haven't used just yet because I just got it, but I think that would be really good in my bag as well. This is the ArtGraf watercolor graphite. It looks like this inside. And you just basically go in with the wet brush and draw. And I think I'm looking forward to trying this out because I think it would be really good to do like monochrome studies if you're on a day that maybe I feel like playing around with light, like focusing on the light and like the highlights and the more shady parts and the shadows, and so having everything in sort of like grayscale encourages you to do that. And I think that's I kind of like the feel and the look of graphite. So this is quite nice. And then last but not least, I have this little pouch that I carry with me most of the time, in which I have bird seeds. And I love having it with me because it's nice to give like a few little seeds to the birds, but also it means that they will, if I have the seeds, then they will come to me a little bit and come a bit closer, or just like not move as much just for a second while they eat the seeds, and then I can sketch them. And it's just nice to see the cute little birds coming close to you. I went out yesterday and I was like surrounded by crows and ravens for a while. There's like 40 of them, and it was really cool. And so I just put a few seeds out, and they came quite close to me, and it's really nice to be able to look at them up close and be able to sketch them. So yeah, so the seed pouch is very important. And yeah, I think that's it. Again, you don't need all of that, whatever works for you, but I like the idea of having something quite limited. So in the end, I have some colors, my sketchbook, a pen and a pencil, and that's really most of what I use. And yeah, it's worked really well for me so far. So, and it's been quite fun. So yeah, I'm gonna pack everything into my Delfonics pouch, and then we're gonna go out up in the hills and sketch for a little bit. If you also like to go out sketching, I would love to hear what is in your kit. What do you bring with you? What do you enjoy having with you on the go? And yeah, that would be wonderful. And then you can share it in the comments, and then we can all like be a bit nosy and see how other people do things. And yeah, I think it would be good fun. So yeah, let's just pack everything now. Okay, I've made it about 2/3 of the way up the hill. I don't really want to go all the way up. There's somewhere like just this way where I was walking yesterday, and it looks like there's a bit of there's like a few rocks, and they kind of look like they could be like a small stone circle or something, but it's quite short. Like it would be like the scale of a bird, of a crow or something. But it was quite cool, and a lot of the crows were there as well. So I'm gonna try and go back there today and sketch there, see if there's not usually a lot of people there. It's a part of the park where mostly locals go. So yeah, it should be really quiet, or maybe just a dog or two, but that'll be fine. And yeah, hopefully I can sketch a little bit there. I'm gonna keep walking. It is very windy, as you can see and hear probably. And it is a bit misty, or like drizzling, I guess, not really misty. And I can't really tell right now if the rain is coming my way or if it's going away. So with some luck, it's going away and we'll be fine. And otherwise, I don't want to trip on rocks. Otherwise, we might get soaked in a few minutes. Right, we're there. I found a like stone circle-ish. I mean, it's not really, but if you can see like this rock here, and then here like this, like it kind of looks like there could have been some sort of I don't know, yeah, like stone circle at some point. Like they're almost too aligned to have ended up here naturally, or maybe it was a graveyard at some point, like thousands of years ago. I don't really know, but yeah, I like this spot, so I'm I'm going to settle here and draw for a little bit. I'm going to see if I can attract some crows and some birds, see if they would let me draw them today. But yeah, this is really nice. Right, I think I'm just going to add a touch of ink to finish, because I don't do that often, and I thought it could be nice for some details. And then I'm going to go home because I'm freezing. Some of the birds visited, not many. And then a lady just came by with her dog, and I think I spooked the dog. I can speak. But just being sat on the ground, and so he barked a bit. I think he was quite friendly, but just a bit spooked, I guess, by me, which is totally understandable. But yeah, she was really nice. Just as I was about to pack, a little jackdaw decided to come and eat some of the seeds. Oh, and there's another one. Oh, there we go. They're so nice. Alright, so this is what I've got for today. Again, it's just a messy sketch, but it's quite fun. And I ended up sketching that little jackdaw that just showed up. But yeah, I'm happy with it. It was fun, and I think that's the whole point of this. But now I'm gonna go home because I'm freezing and it's super windy, and yeah, I'm just really cold. I'm just on my way home now, and this is where I'm gonna leave you for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're not already subscribed, then please subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment. Like I said earlier, I'd really love to know what are your favorite art supplies, or what you like to bring out and about with you. So leave a comment in just below the video. And yes, thank you once again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!